So Jubilee and NASA maintain their hardline stance on the election. But just how did we get here? Political affairs reporter Murimi Mwangi retraces the current stalemate back to 2013 and explains why a strategic move by Attorney General Githu Muigai back in 2013 has come back to haunt the Jubilee Party more than 4 years later.
As uncertainty lingered over the fate of the Raila Odinga 2013 presidential poll petition, Uhuru Kenyatta, then as president-elect, began a charm offensive signing post-election pacts with, among others, then Amani Coalition presidential candidate Musalia Mudavadi, in a tactical move to consolidate support in the event that the retired Chief Justice Willie Mutunga's bench nullified his election. This is Attorney General Professor Githu Muigai strategically filed an application that saw the Supreme Court restrict any likely fresh election to the parties in the petition, at the time Odinga and Kenyatta. But some 4 years later, this has come to haunt President Kenyatta after Odinga and his running mate Kalonzo Musyoka quit the October 26th repeat presidential poll, demanding fresh elections in 90 days, as contemplated in the 2013 Supreme Court verdict, originating from Githu's application.
Our withdrawal from the election requires the IEBC to cancel the election and conduct fresh nominations.
But the High Court on Wednesday ordered inclusion of Third Way Alliance leader Dr. Ekuru Aukot and other fringe candidates from the nullified August 8th elections in the repeat poll, a verdict that has introduced a fresh legal twist to Odinga's recent withdrawal. In the Aukot verdict, Justice John Mativo dismissed the ruling on Githu's application as an obiter dictum, a term in law which, casually taken, means that the 2013 finding on Githu's query was just a by the way. Yet Odinga's withdrawal and subsequent demand for fresh elections in 90 days was strategically premised on paragraph 290 of the 2013 Supreme Court ruling, which also originated from the Attorney General's application. So, does the Aukot ruling invalidate Odinga's poll withdrawal?
Court did not deal with that matter as a by the way. It was on the invitation of the Attorney General, and the Attorney General is the protector of public interest. And he invited court to look at that question in public interest.
You have two decisions, one by the Supreme Court and one by the High Court. You had initially acted on the basis of the decision of the Supreme Court. And Murimi Mwangi soon will make you senior counsel. You know, it's quite obvious. The Supreme Court takes precedence over the High Court. It is an issue that requires no further interrogation.
But in yet another controversy from 2013, the Mutunga bench had initially cited Article 138, subsection 1b in relation to the fate of a repeat election, where any candidate withdraws. This article does not exist in the 2010 Constitution. In a subsequent clarification, the judges said they were referring to Article 138, subsection 8b. This article, however, refers to instances where one of the candidates or running mate dies on or before the scheduled date of the election.
To my collection, Raila Odinga is alive, Kalonzo Musyoka is alive. So that provision does not help. So there is nothing called abandonment in that judgment.
It must be understood that a decision of the court is valid and binding, however erroneous it may be, until otherwise set aside. The decision of the Supreme Court in 2013 has not been set aside. It is valid.
This debate continues even as uncertainty persists on whether Odinga's name will be on the ballot over NASA's failure to fill the withdrawal Form 24A, which electoral body IEBC insists was mandatory to activate the opposition leader's exit from the October 26th poll. They say politics is a competition of who gets what, when, and how, and the 2013 Supreme Court verdict will no doubt remain a key reference point as Odinga enforces his boycott move. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.